The thick jungle had always made exploration difficult for the human survivors, but today was different. Captain Ryder led her team through the dense, glowing trees, their steps quiet but purposeful. The bioluminescent plants provided an eerie light, and the wolves, ever alert, padded silently alongside the humans. Ryder could feel the tension in the air. Something was out here. "Captain, you're going to want to see this," called Jackson, one of the engineers. Ryder pushed through the thick foliage and stopped dead in her tracks. Before them stood a massive, ancient alien ship, half buried in the ground. It was unlike anything they had encountered before. Its sleek, metallic surface still gleamed under the overgrowth, and strange alien symbols glowed faintly along the hull. "Is it still active?" Ryder asked, her voice a whisper. "Unlikely," Jackson replied, scanning the structure. "But whatever's inside could be worth exploring. It's been here for decades, maybe longer." The team approached cautiously, their weapons drawn, and as they stepped closer, they noticed a large opening in the ship's side. Entering the vessel felt like walking into the past, a silent, eerie tomb of a forgotten civilization. As they ventured deeper, the air became cooler, and the hum of ancient machinery became more apparent. Then they saw them. 6 large stasis pods, their glass fronts frosted with age, stood in a row. Inside were aliens, their tall, slender bodies frozen in time. Ryder and her team exchanged glances, unsure of what to do. "Should we wake them?" Jackson asked, nervously checking the pod's status. "Are you crazy?" one of the soldiers whispered. "We don't even know who they are. For all we know, they could be dangerous." Ryder frowned. She had heard stories about alien warriors, legendary beings from a long-lost era of the galaxy, but these were myths, weren't they? Yet here they were, alive but trapped. "We help them," Ryder said, her voice firm. "They've been stuck here for who knows how long. We can't just leave them." There were murmurs of disagreement, but Ryder was the leader. Slowly, Jackson worked on overriding the stasis controls, and after a tense few minutes, the pods began to hiss. Frost peeled away from the glass, and the pods opened one by one. The aliens inside stirred. The tallest of the group stepped forward, his eyes blinking slowly as he took in his surroundings. He was covered in intricate armor, and his face, though alien, conveyed the same emotions Ryder had seen in humans: confusion, curiosity, and gratitude. "You freed us," the alien said in a deep, resonant voice. "Why?" Ryder, standing tall, replied, "Because it was the right thing to do." The aliens, still regaining their strength, were led back to the human colony. Along the way, the humans were cautious but curious, unsure what to expect from their mysterious guests. The aliens, though weakened from their time in stasis, were calm and observant, their eyes darting around the unfamiliar landscape. Back at the colony, the aliens sat quietly as they were offered food and water. Their leader, who introduced himself as Cavall, spoke slowly, as though piecing together his words carefully. "We are what remains of a once great warrior class," Cavall said. "Long ago we fought in battles across the stars, but we grew tired of war. We sought peace, a quiet place to live out the rest of our days." Ryder sat across from him, listening intently. "And you ended up here?" Cavall nodded. "Our ship crashed. We activated the stasis pods, hoping for rescue, but it never came." The humans exchanged glances. These were warriors, legendary fighters who had once ruled the battlefield, yet now they were retired, looking only for peace. Ryder wondered if helping them had been the right choice. "We owe you a great debt," Cavall said, his deep voice filled with sincerity. "You could have left us, but you didn't. Why?" Ryder shrugged. "We're all just trying to survive here. It didn't feel right to abandon anyone, even if we didn't know who you were." Cavall smiled, or at least Ryder thought it was a smile. "Humans are not what I expected. In the stories we were told, your kind was reckless, aggressive, but you are different." As the day wore on, the aliens became more at ease with the humans. They shared stories of their past, tales of massive space battles, advanced technology, and countless victories. But it was clear that those days were long behind them. They had become peace-seekers, wanting nothing more than to live out their days quietly. Despite this, the humans couldn't help but notice that these aliens still possessed an air of danger about them. They were warriors, even if they no longer fought. Over the next few days, the aliens integrated into the colony, offering their assistance in small ways. Cavall, though respectful of the humans' leadership, began noticing how the colony was preparing for something bigger. One evening, as the sun set behind the jungle, casting long shadows over the camp, Cavall approached Ryder. "You are preparing for war," Cavall said, watching as soldiers trained in the distance. Ryder nodded. "General Zorak's forces will come for us. It's only a matter of time." Cavall was silent for a moment. "You helped us when we needed it most. Now, we offer you the same." He motioned to his fellow warriors, and together they led Ryder to the wreckage of their ship. Deep within its cargo hold were advanced alien weapons, technology far beyond what the humans had access to. The weapons were sleek, futuristic, and looked as though they could tear through an entire army with ease. "We no longer fight," Cavall said, his voice solemn, "but you will need these in the battles to come." Ryder stared at the weapons, her eyes wide with disbelief. These are incredible. Why didn't you use them?" "We chose peace," Cavall replied simply. "But for you, war is not a choice. It is survival." The humans began studying the alien weapons, learning how to use them. At first, Cavall expected the humans to struggle with the advanced technology, as it took his people years to master. But to his shock, the humans took to the weapons almost immediately. Cavall and his fellow warriors watched in awe as the human soldiers, under Ryder's command, wielded the alien weapons with ease. What should have been a steep learning curve was instead a swift demonstration of human adaptability and instinct. The soldiers fired the weapons with pinpoint accuracy, their movements fluid and fearless. The energy blasts from the weapons lit up the practice field, and the humans handled the recoil and complexity of the weapons as though they had been training with them for years. "They're naturals," one of the alien warriors whispered, his voice filled with disbelief. "How are they so skilled?" Cavall watched, stunned. It seems the stories about humans were not entirely wrong. The more the aliens observed, the more they realized that the humans possessed an innate warrior spirit. They were not just surviving on this hostile planet, they were thriving. Their adaptability, their fearlessness, their ability to quickly master new technology. It was unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. "These weapons were forged for warriors who trained for decades," Cavall said quietly to Ryder, "yet your people have mastered them in a matter of days." Ryder, watching her soldiers with pride, smiled. "We're quick learners, and we've had to be." For the first time, Cavall began to doubt the superiority of his own race's warrior heritage. The humans, despite their seemingly primitive origins, were incredibly capable, perhaps even more so than his own people had been in their prime. The aliens had sought peace, but the humans, though peaceful by nature, were clearly built for survival in conflict. Cavall turned to Ryder, his tone serious. "We believed we were the galaxy's greatest warriors, but now, I think we have found our equals, if not our superiors." As the days passed, the aliens grew more and more impressed with the humans. What had started as a gesture of gratitude for their rescue had turned into something far more profound. The aliens, who had once prided themselves on their military prowess, now looked upon the humans with admiration. One evening, after a long day of training and preparation, Cavall stood before Ryder and the human colony. "We came here seeking peace, and for many years we believed that fighting was behind us," he said, his voice deep and steady. "But you, humans, you have shown us that there is still honor in the fight for survival. You have mastered weapons that took us decades to perfect. You have shown courage beyond anything we could have expected." The aliens gathered behind him, their expressions solemn but proud. "We offer you not just our weapons, but our knowledge," Cavall continued. "We may no longer be warriors, but we will stand with you. We will teach you all that we know, and when the time comes, we will fight by your side." Ryder nodded, her face calm but filled with respect. "We'll need all the help we can get, but with your knowledge and our people, we'll be ready for whatever comes." The final days of training were spent in harmony. The aliens taught the humans advanced tactics and combat strategies, while the humans continued to demonstrate their natural skill in battle. The wolves, loyal and fierce, remained ever watchful, a symbol of the unique alliance between species. As the sun set on the final evening of preparation, Ryder and Cavall stood side by side, watching their people work together. "Humans," Cavall said, a hint of pride in his voice. "You are more than we ever imagined. You are warriors." Ryder smiled, her eyes fixed on the horizon. "We're ready,"